this halfway across the world. Fly to Japan. What do I see in the front? I walked out of there with the ultimate Kaiba set through the heart of Tokyo. Felt like such a badass. Put it on the belt and we send it away. It's checked in. You get 3 of them, just absolutely amazing. Alright guys, so what's going on today? We will be opening this guy right here. So a lot of you will already know this is the ultimate Kaiba set. So it was released in Japan almost exactly 1 year ago. It's nothing new at this point, but it is hands down one of the best products they have ever put out in terms of concept, execution, quality, just everything about it is absolute masterpiece. This is the Japanese version. There was a TCG version or an English version that was released quite recently, and I do have some thoughts about that I'll put at the end of this video, but this is the Japanese version that I have right here. I kind of want to start with the story of how I got this briefcase. This is my ultimate Kaiba set. It might be a lot of talking, so for those of you not interested, I will leave timestamps in the video description so you can skip straight to the opening. But for those of you that are interested, I think it's worth a listen. This is the story of how I ended up carrying this halfway across the world. Alright, so the ultimate Kaiba set. When this thing first released, like a lot of you guys, when I first saw it, I was like, I need that, you know, like I need that instantly. So I started looking up online, where can I order this thing? How much is it? I quickly started searching online, how much would it be to import this from Japan into Australia? At the time, the case itself was going on the aftermarket for about 400 to 500 Australian dollars. After shipping and taxes, the case itself probably would have ended up costing around 500 to 600, maybe even $700 Australian landed. But I didn't order it instantly. I kind of sat on it for a little bit. And then eventually they kind of teased an announcement of a TCG English version. And inside would be 3 reprinted DDS Blue Eyes White Dragons in Prismatic Secret Rare. So, you know, like say no more. Like TCG version was kind of like what I set my sights on. But for the TCG version, for those of us in Australia, we had to order that through Konami Europe for some reason. So enough time had passed where the TCG version actually released. At that point, I jumped onto the Konami Europe website. I saw the case. The case itself, now the English TCG case was about 700 Australian just for the case. Still, maybe I can do it. Maybe I can still shell out for this thing. You know, I clicked add to cart, filled in the shipping details, and then the shipping, I don't know where they were shipping it from, but the shipping itself was 300 Australian. So all up, the case was going to cost around 1,000 Australian dollars landed for the English TCG version. And then at that point, I was like, nah, I just can't. I'm out. I can't justify that. At almost twice the price of the Japanese version, I really couldn't justify it. So at that point, I was like, scratch the TCG English version. I'm gonna set my sights back on the Japanese version. Luckily enough, around that time, I was actually going to be traveling to Japan for my honeymoon. And that was an opportunity where I could maybe find an ultimate Kaiba set in person. And then I know a lot of you just said, like, what the heck, you're gonna go Yu-Gi-Oh card hunting on your honeymoon? But yes, you know, I have a very supportive wife. I love her very much. And she supports me with whatever I want to do. So yes, we did go Yu-Gi-Oh card hunting on my honeymoon. But yeah, that was kind of the plan, you know, we'll fly to Japan, I'll go card hunting, we'll try to find one of these in person that I could buy. Maybe it would be cheaper, save myself some money, but I knew it would kind of be a long shot because at that point, the case had been out for quite a while. It was like more than 6 months at that point. So finding it brand new in person was gonna be a stretch, but you know, you gotta try. Fast forward now, we get to Japan, we land straight away, we're to Tokyo, we're in Akihabara. And if you don't know, if you haven't been to Tokyo before, Akihabara is kind of like anime central in Tokyo. So all things anime, if you're talking about figurines, cards, toys, statues, like Akihabara is the place to go if you're an anime person. And it is also the place to go if you are looking for cards. These are, if you're talking about Pokemon cards, Yu-Gi-Oh cards, White Schwartz, anything, Akihabara is kind of like the central place where a lot of the big stores, not all of the stores are there, but a lot of the big stores are going to be in Akihabara. And that's where you kind of want to go if you want to start card hunting in Japan. So there we are, we're searching through Tokyo, we're searching through Akihabara, going from card shop to card shop. I'm kind of following Bilingual Duelist's kind of guide to card hunting in Akihabara. If you haven't seen that, definitely check out Bilingual Duelist. He's the #1 source for card hunting in the OCG in Japan. If you need tips, tricks, here's the place to go. But we were searching through Japan, all like so many card shops, and over the course of a couple of days, I never found an Ultimate Kaiba set for sale at any of the stores. Never even saw one. I found a lot of other cool stuff. I bought a lot of other cool stuff. I will be making some videos in the future about the stuff that I did buy. I bought a lot of cards and I bought a lot of kind of merchandise and card related stuff. So if you're interested, make sure to subscribe because I will be making videos on those very soon. But yeah, I didn't find this guy anywhere in Akihabara. But one day, you know, just randomly me and my wife were just walking around Tokyo, we're just exploring. I forgot which area it was in exactly, but I was just wondering to myself, hey, is there any card stores around here? So punched in Google Maps, card stores, and there was this one random card store by itself. We were like, hey, let's check it out. So we go there, we check it out. It's on the second floor of this random building. And you know, it's a cool store. They have like a good variety of cards. They have a lot of Pokemon, some Yu-Gi-Oh. The way the store was set out, like the entrance door was at the back and the counter was all the way at the front. I didn't really see anything and we were about to leave, but before we left, I asked my wife, hey, I'm just gonna swing by the counter, see if they have anything in the front. And what do I see in the front in a glass cabinet? It is this thing here. I see the Ultimate Kaiba Set briefcase, the only one we've seen on the whole trip this time, and it's just sitting there like this. There was no box or anything. It was just the case like this. I'm asked the guy at the counter. I can't speak Japanese, but I'm trying to communicate with him. Hey man, like, can I please have a look at this thing? So he pulls it out for me, and then this is all through Google Translate. He tells me there's no box. I ask him, is everything inside sealed? And he assures me everything is sealed. So he opens the case. He shows me underneath. There's a deck in here. The deck is still sealed. And the main prize, if you guys know what's in here, we'll see it very soon, but the 3 blue eyes in the acrylic still looks amazing and immaculate. So at that point, I had to make a crucial decision. Do I buy this thing and bring it home? So the store had it on sale for 40,000 yen, which is about 400 Australian, which is like, it is an okay price. Like on the aftermarket, you could have got a sealed one brand new in the box for $400, but you're not going to be able to buy it in person, over the counter, pay for it right there. You would have had to buy it through Mercari or Yahoo Japan or something like that. So I was weighing all these things in my mind. This thing doesn't come with the box, but it's right here, it's in front of me. How often are you going to get to buy this in person, in Tokyo? All these things are going through my head. And then at the end of the day, I was just like, you know what? Just do it. Swipe the credit card. We're taking it home. So the guy was actually kind of surprised that I decided to buy it, if I remember correctly. But he was like, all right. He took my card. He took payment, and I walked out of there with the Ultimate Kaiba Set. And man, it was one of the best days of my life. All right, maybe I was going a bit far, but it was definitely an awesome day. But now it was the issue of getting it home. So first set was just getting it back to the hotel room. I was carrying this thing, literally carrying it like a briefcase through the heart of Tokyo. We're walking through Shibuya. Felt like such a badass, you know. looked like Kaiba himself walking through Shibuya, like through all these people just holding a freaking metal briefcase. It was nuts, but it was awesome. But yeah, remember how previously saying when I was going to buy this from Konami Europe, the TCG version, how shipping was $300? At that time, I thought that was absurd. I thought that was crazy. They were ripping people off. Like, how can you charge $300 for shipping? But once I got this thing in hand, it makes complete sense. This thing is huge. It is a complete monstrosity. It's kind of hard to show it on camera. It doesn't even fit on my filming table here, but in person, this thing is giant. And it's not only giant, it is heavy. This thing is like 8 kilograms, I want to say. I think we weighed it. It was like 8 kilos. In pounds, I think that's about 16 to 17 pounds if you're American, but this thing's definitely heavy. So the $300 shipping cost, at the time I thought it was crazy, but after holding it, it's kind of justified, I think. So if you're trying to buy one of these and the shipping price is through the roof, just know it is probably justified. But yeah, I was carrying this thing. We had to catch the train all the way back to the hotel, and then it was quite a decent walk back to the hotel. Like I said, this thing is heavy, so I was struggling. I was starting to sweat. It was hot. We're trying to walk back to the hotel, and then next thing happens, it starts to rain on the walk home, and there's no cover. I've got no umbrella, so now we're rushing, trying to get back to the hotel, trying to carry this freaking 8-kilogram metal briefcase back to the hotel. We made it, but by the time I got there, man, I was sweating. I was tired, but you know, it was all worth it for the Kaiba case. All right, so you may think it ends there. Yay, happy story. We made it back to the hotel. We're done, right? we're not done yet because I need to get this thing still back home. And like I said, this thing is huge and heavy, so there were two options really that I was considering. I wasn't gonna ship it back in a box through like DHL or something. I was gonna try to bring it back with me on the plane. So the two options were, number one, either bring it with me on the carry-on on the plane, or number two, try to pack it in my check-in luggage somehow. So option number one, bringing it with me on my carry-on luggage, would have been pretty badass, but the airline we were flying with, their carry-on luggage limit was 7 kilos. And when we weighed this thing, it was above 7 kilos. It was like almost 8 kilos. So I actually couldn't, by the airline rules, take it on as my carry-on luggage with me. So the only other option was to check it in with my checked baggage. But that becomes its own issues because this thing is so big, it didn't fit in any of our luggages. We had just brought 2 of our standard kind of rolling luggages, and this thing was too big for either of them. So we kind of had to come up with a creative solution. What we ended up doing was we found one of those big like laundry bags. So we bought a big laundry bag. This was my idea. I was gonna put the case in the big laundry bag. I was gonna pack the outside of the laundry bag with our clothes. So use the clothes as padding, zip it up, strap it up, kind of lock it up, and then check that whole thing into the airplane. So I kind of have some I think I have some photos and maybe I have some video footage of trying to wheel this thing, trying to carry it to the airport and then checking it in at the airport. You know, we get to the airport, I get a bag tag for this thing in the laundry bag with the clothes around it, tag it up, we put it on the belt and we send it away, and then it's checked in. It's with the airline people. I don't know if the airline guy is gonna just like completely pick this thing up and just slam it somewhere when he's unpacking it or unloading it. I don't know. I've seen crazy videos online of airport workers, but we fly home, we get back, we open this thing up, and you know it made it unscathed. It made it unscathed in the laundry bag with the clothes packed protecting it. But yeah, that's how I ended up transporting this thing myself halfway across the world from Japan back here to Sydney, Australia. Alright guys, hope you enjoyed that little story time of how I ended up getting my ultimate Kaiba Set briefcase in my hands, but we can finally crack into this thing and open it up. First of all, like I said before, this is definitely one of the best products Konami has ever made. Just in terms of the whole concept, the quality of this thing, the whole briefcase is made out of metal and the quality is just out of this world. And in terms of like picking a product from the anime to make in real life, Kaiba's briefcase has got to be one of the best ones. Like to me, the briefcase, when they made the actual dual disc, the one you can wear, that's so cool as well. That's definitely got to be top pieces of merch they could ever have made. But yeah, the briefcase is definitely up there. From the outside, you got everything is metal, like nice to the touch. We have Kaiba Corp logo on the bottom left here, that's on the front. The actual clasps themselves are very high quality. On the back of the case, there's not much, no logos, but there are these 4 kind of rubber feet that stop it from sliding around if you're gonna lay it down flat on its bottom like that. But let's finally crack into this thing because I think we've waited not long enough. It is time to open this thing up. So you got 2 latches on the front, gonna pop them open like that, and then this thing is gonna block the entire camera, but I'll open it up here, and instantly to greet you are the 3 Blue Eyes White Dragons. So these are reprints of the original Jump Festa Blue Eyes, but we'll put this to the side first. We'll check what else is in the case, but just a little teaser. The 3 Blue Eyes White Dragons. Under that you got this really nice foam piece that was securing it in place. Really thick, like high density foam, really nice. So we can take that out. Before we get into that, the top of the case, there's foam, there's padded foam, but we can actually remove the top foam. And then in the top is a little kind of nice KC Kaiba Corp logo repeating with these 2 elastic straps. And from the promotion material, I think they intend for you to put playmats in these straps so you can carry them around. The intention was for you to actually use this case as like card storage. Like, do they want you to take it to tournaments? I'm not even sure, but there is definitely like a lot of stuff that points in that direction. But going further in, we have the two kind of latches here with like the two hinges, super high quality. There is another foam piece with, I think this is the two little standoffs for the actual acrylic blue eyes. So they include that. We go deeper into the case. We have kind of the instructions. So here we have Ultimate Kaiba Set. You get the blue eyes, your deck, dividers, the case itself. I get these slats. We'll show you that later, where you can actually divide the case up to store cards. And that is pretty much it. And that's kind of showing you how to do it. So eventually, this is how they intend you to use the case. There are dividers and slats where you can split the case up and kind of store cards, but it's like, I don't know if it's useful to store bulk or if you can fit top loaders or sleeves, but I guess we'll find out soon. But little instruction book, instruction manual. Next we have the actual slats kind of dividers themselves. They're all packed away like this. Quite very high quality as well, quite sturdy, quite heavy. We have KC Kaiba Corp dividers, card dividers. Package it up, and then we have the sealed deck. So this deck contains 58 cards that are all ultra rare rarity. And what they say is it is some of Kaiba's most iconic cards used in the entire anime. And on the front, of course, we can see the Blue Eyes Ultimate Dragon. Is there anything else in the case? So in the bottom of the case, we have also more crazy high density quality foam that held everything in place. And then in the bottom of the case, there's more foam. Okay, we got another foam piece. And then here, the camera doesn't want to focus, but it's kind of hard to show, but there is kind of little, oh, here we go. You can kind of see it's rubberized. It's kind of grippy rubber. And then here they intend you to put the kind of slat dividers to kind of, and here you can store your kind of bulk cards like they showed in the instructions. So eventually they want it to look like that. So Strictly Sealed, I know I already shouted him out in a previous video, but Strictly Sealed, another YouTuber, has actually made high quality foam inserts where you can fit graded card cases and also screw down cases. But from what I see, the foam is like this same quality foam here, and it's such a better way to use the case in my opinion, where you can actually store your kind of more high valued cards instead of just storing bulk cards in this awesome metal case. You can store your kind of your more high value cards in a nice beautiful way. But that is definitely, I think, a better way to use the case than just storing bulk or just storing mass amount of cards in this thing, because it is such a shame to have this awesome product and then to just fill it with, I don't know, whatever. But with the briefcase out of the way, I want to check out the deck. Let's open up the deck and then see what kind of cards we get. And so I put the briefcase aside for a second. We have the acrylic of the 3 blue eyes here, and we have the deck. Let's zoom in, take a closer look. We'll start with the deck. Alright, so the included deck is 58 of what they say are Kaiba's most iconic cards from the anime. And they're all ultra rare, so we have the Blue Eyes Ultimate Dragon there. Let's crack this thing open and see what else we have inside. Alright, so starting with the Blue Eyes Ultimate Dragon in Ultra Rare. And the quality, being OCG cards, being Japanese cards, the quality is just out of this world amazing. The foil pop on that thing is crazy, and it's just flawless. Like the surface of it is flawless. Next we have, okay, so these are what they said are some of the never before seen cards in Kaiba's deck. So this one was Attack Guidance Armor, and in Ultra as well, the foil pop is just crazy. This one is Life Shaver in Ultra Rare, and then this is the Magical Trick Mirror. So apparently these are 3 cards are not before seen. So these were 3 of Kaiba's cards used in anime that were never made actual cards before. So they've made those 3 available in the set. Pretty cool. But we have a Blue Eyes White Dragon, ultra rare, the tablet artwork with the tablet in there. Pretty cool artwork, like not the worst artwork, but not bad. We have another ultra rare Blue Eyes. This dragon thing, I always forget the name of this thing. But we have, this is one of Kaiba's cards, very cool. Wow, the foil pop on that is looking crazy. Next up we have a Judge Man, a classic, definitely a classic. These all in ultra rare look amazing as well. Sword Stalker, ultra rare. Next up we have Steel Ogre Grotto. This is actually one of the ones I got, the like Lost Art artwork by Kazuki Takahashi. I recognize that. We have some kind of gadget guy. We've got Rude Kaiser. This is a classic in ultra rare. Has this ever been printed in ultra rare before? This is nuts. I don't think Rude Kaiser has got an ultra rare before, but this is crazy. Whoa, spoilers. Boss Raider, a classic. This is one of the favorites from back in the day. This was like go-to. 1900 attack, 4-star. Just this with Axe of Despair, Black Pendant. Oh my god, that was the strategy back in the day on the playground. that was the unbeatable strategy. We have one of the XYZ X. This is the X head cannon. But La Jin. This is sick. Definitely a classic card. Ooh, the ultra rare looks amazing. I keep saying it. But it really does. We've got Battle Ox, another classic, 4-star 1700, another classic on the playground back in the day. What's this guy called again? He's got a Japanese name, Ryu something. Ryu Kishin Powered is what he's called. Wow, the foil pop on this guy's looking insane too. He's really like, the background and everything is really standing out. Woo! These cards, they did so crazy with this. This is Mystic Horseman. I can't get over the foil pop on these cards. They're just looking insane. Quality is amazing. Hitotsumi Giant, here we go. Looking amazing. This is another Ryu guy, Ryu Kishin. Ooh, whoa. Spoiler alert. Let's put in Sagi the Dark Clown, another huge classic. Sagi the Dark Clown in ultra rare, looking absolutely amazing, by the way. And then next card we have Obelisk the Tormentor, ultra rare, and the quality is just out of this world. That is definitely sick. We have got Obelisk. I have no idea what this card is, but cool. Okay, I don't recognize any of these cards anymore. I think we've gone past the point of my knowledge because I do not recognize any of this. But let's go. Oh, sort of recognize this. I remember. This is one of the. This is Y, obviously. This is the Y Dragon Head. Obviously, I know this one. Z Metal Tank. The rest is Lord of D. Wouldn't be a Kaiba deck without the Lord of D. We have Wicked Worm Beast. This thing was a menace as well in the early Game Boy game days. Got some kind of lamp thing. We have XYZ Dragon Cannon. This was definitely a classic from the anime. When the moment when he fuses all of the 3 pieces, and I think he did it without even using polymerization in the anime. They just go together. It's so cool. XYZ Dragon. Oh, what is this? XY? Oh, okay, yeah, the other combination. This is just the X and Y. Okay, and more fusion. This is what? Battle Ox with the Mystic Horseman. We have, Monster Reborn. I was never a fan of the Japanese Monster Reborn because of growing up with the TCG and how, like, the English anime. I always loved the English Monster Reborn better, but like, as I grow older, learn more about the Japanese, I don't know, the Japanese Monster Reborn is like definitely has it's been growing on me. It's been growing on me, but I don't think it'll ever overtake the English Monster Reborn for me. Here we have a polymerization, very cool, ultra rare. We have a Stop Defense, ultra rare, another classic Kaiba card back in the day. Not sure what this is. Forgot. Next up we have Flute of Summoning Dragon. Let's go. Wouldn't be a Kaiba deck with that. Flute of Summoning Dragon and Lord of D. Soul Exchange. I wonder if there's a Cyberstein in this deck. Not sure what this is. Okay, nah, not sure. Cost down. Classic card for summoning Blue Eyes back in the day. Make it cheaper. Not sure what these are. This is going beyond my knowledge now. What is this called? Minimize, miniaturize. I just looked at it. It's called Shrink. Okay, it's not called, I'm thinking Pokemon, like minimize. Enemy controller, classic. Metamorph. Megamorph, sorry. Megamorph, definitely a classic too. Life Energy. Dark Energy. Classic. We have, I have no idea what this is. Not sure. Oh, no way. Crush Card Virus. Huge classic, huge throwback. Looking amazing in that ultra rare. That's such a cool card. Gift of the Mystical Elf. Huge classic right here. Huge classic. We have Ring of Destruction. This was another staple back in the day on the playground. And definitely on the Game Boy. Ring of Destruction was goated back then. Not sure what this is. Not sure what this is either. No clue what this thing is. Not sure what this thing is. Not sure what this is. And then the last card we have is the ultra classic Negate Attack. The amount of times this got Kaiba out of a sticky situation just for one more turn. The Negate Attack and ultra rare looking amazing as well. Wow, okay. So that was the 58 card deck. So there was no quarter century rare in that deck. So I guess that was just a TCG thing that they did. They included a quarter century rare Blue Eyes White Dragon as well in that deck. Alright, and finally, the last thing we have is the sealed acrylic with the 3 Blue Eyes White Dragons inside. I know I've been waiting the whole video for this moment, but let's take it out of the plastic and have a look at these things. Oh my god, it's so shiny. It's just reflecting everything. But basically inside what you have here is 3 reprinted versions, 3 modern reprints of the Jump Festa Blue Eyes. If you don't know what the Jump Festa Blue Eyes is, it's pretty much, so it's the ultimate Blue Eyes White Dragon card if you're talking about cards in general, like Japanese, English. The Jump Festa is kind of the creme de la creme of Blue Eyes White Dragon. So they reprinted them, in this case 3 of them, and the really only big difference between these reprints and the Jump Festa, like a lot of the reprints they've been doing, is the Eye of Anubis in the bottom right. So these have it where the original don't, but everything else about these are just absolutely amazing. So Series 1 layout, Jump Festa Blue Eyes reprint, secret rare, that prismatic foiling, and you get 3 of them in this acrylic case. And look how shiny that thing is. It's absolutely flawless. On the bottom, you have this 25th anniversary kind of stamp, a logo. But I just can't stop looking at these 3 Blue Eyes. Oh my god. They just look absolutely insane. And a lot of these things, a lot of people have cracked this acrylic. Oh, we gotta check out the back. I don't want to get my fingerprints all over this thing. Hold on, 1 second. Alright, looking at the back. They are actual cards, so you can actually take these out and they are actual real cards. But yeah, looking at the back, they're all immaculate as well. So you can actually take them out and grade them. So a lot of people have done that, and a lot of people that grade them, they get all 10s. If you go on a PSA, I think 99% of them get PSA 10s because the quality control on these were just absolutely amazing. But speak of the devil, speaking of grading these, I do have something. 1 second, let me just grab it. Do you remember when I said at the beginning of the video, when this thing first released, I didn't buy it straight away? I kind of sat on the decision for a while. It's because I was umming and ahhing, but in the meantime, I did buy this to kind of tide myself over before I bought the actual case. I bought a PSA 10 reprint Blue Eyes, Jump Festa Blue Eyes from the Ultimate Kaiba case. So I got this for a steal at the time, I remember. I've had this way before I actually bought the case. So I have a 4th Blue Eyes, and like I said, the quality on these things are amazing. They all get PSA 10s back when they were subbing. Everyone was subbing these. So there is the 4th one, and just the secret rare prismatic foiling is just the best, honestly. So I have the 3, I have 4. So I have the 3 that Kaiba had, and then I've got Grandpa Yugi's one. So he fixed his one that got torn up, he fixed it with some tape, and then he graded it and he got a PSA 10 as well. So I got the 4 Blue Eyes from the anime right here. But that kind of brings me to the point of the TCG version of this. So the TCG version, when they announced it, they were saying, oh, it's gonna be reprints, recreations of the DDS Blue Eyes White Dragon. Like a lot of people, the DDS Blue Eyes to me, in terms of English, is the ultimate. It just looks the best. It has so much like nostalgia and collectability behind it. So when I heard that, I was like, man, that's really gonna be something to go after. But when I saw the price of the English case, I was like, nah, kind of hard pass on that. But maybe I would pick up those DDS reprint versions, like when people bought the cases, cracked them out of the acrylic and graded them like this. I was thinking, okay, maybe I'll buy one of those just to have the collection. But once they released the TCG English version of this and they showed what the new DDS Blue Eyes looked like, it just didn't have the same feeling. And it's because, for me, it's on the new card layout. The original DDS card layout, like how it has the shrunken picture and like the old style card, that just has so much nostalgia to me. So seeing, even though it's the new prismatic secret rare everything Blue Eyes, first time we've seen it since DDS, but it's on that new style card, when I saw it, it didn't have the same nostalgic hit for me. But that's why the Japanese case is still so much cooler, or they did a better job in my opinion, because in terms of recreating and reprinting the Jump Festa Blue Eyes, these things are a literal 1-for-1 recreation of the original Jump Festa. Like, this is what it looks like. Like, bar the Eye of Anubis, which I think is a great thing anyway to differentiate between the old and the new. So that little detail is fine in my opinion, but these are just amazing. It still keeps that Series 1 layout nostalgia. Just so good. But yeah, man, that's been the Ultimate Kaiba set. I hope you guys enjoyed. I hope you guys enjoyed that little story time of how I got the case myself. It's definitely one to remember. I'm definitely glad I did it. I'm so happy I've got that thing in my collection now, because like I said, it is such a cool piece to have. One of the best products they have released ever, I want to say. If you guys have the chance to pick one up, I highly recommend you guys do. But hope you guys enjoyed. Let me know what your favorite part of the whole set was, what your opinion is of the Japanese case versus the English TCG release. But yeah, hope you guys enjoyed. Subscribe if you did, because I will be making more videos on the stuff I picked up from my Japan trip. Obviously this was being one of the big highlights, but I bought a bunch of cards and I bought a bunch of just merch, Yu-Gi-Oh related merch. So honestly, buying the merch and the kind of products was like more fun to me than buying some of the cards sometimes. But that's been it. Hope you guys enjoyed it, and I'll see you guys in the next one.